Live from Tiger Stadium in Detroit, Michigan, Pass Sports presents 1988 Major League Baseball action. Tonight, Don Mattingly and the New York Yankees take on Sparky Anderson's first place Detroit Tigers. Larry Osterman and Jim Northrup at Tiger Stadium. It's the second game of the series. Tigers trying to make it 2 in a row at the expense of the Bronx Bombers. Now here's Jim with the batting order for New York.
Leading off, playing left field, Claudell Washington. At first base, batting second, Don Mattingly. In right field, the third hitter, Dave Winfield. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Jack Clark. The fifth hitter at third base, Mike Palliarillo. Out in center field and batting sixth, Jay Bueller. The second baseman, batting seventh, Randy Velarde. At shortstop, batting eighth, Rafael Santana. And catching and batting ninth, Joel Skinner.
That's the batting order for Billy Martin's New York Yankees, who are 40-26 coming into tonight's game. Ray Knight starts at first base for Detroit. Handling the second base duties, Lou Whitaker. And returning at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Over at third base, Tom Brookins. In the outfield for the Tigers, Larry Herndon playing for Sparky's walking wounded, Gary Pettis in center field. And in right field tonight is Luis Salazar. Doing the catching for Detroit is Mike Heath. And on the mound making his 16th start of the year. He's looking for his 7th win. This is Jack Morris.
Jack is 6-8 with a .474 earned run average. He's pitched 102 innings. Jack's given up 53 earned runs, 10 home runs, 40 walks, 77 strikeouts. Jack throws a fastball, curveball, changeup, and also the split finger pitch, which is his out pitch. Has been struggling a little bit with his control. He's been throwing the ball pretty well his last couple of starts, but just not able to get the ball where he wants it. It's been frustrating for Jack, but when he finds that control and gets his rhythm, he can string them together.
Jack won his first 2 decisions, beating Boston and Kansas City on the road, but then won only one of his next 7 starts. And since that time, he has alternated wins and losses. As Billy Martin, the manager of the Yankees, 5-time manager as a matter of fact, succeeding Lou Piniella this season. He has with him his pitching coach Art Fowler, who has been everywhere that Billy has been as a pitching coach. Umpires for tonight's game: behind the plate, Rich Garcia. At first is Rick Reed. Dale Scott is at second base, and John Hirschbeck is the umpire at third. Here's the first pitch of the ball game to Claudell Washington. It's 1 strike to Claudell. He's playing left field tonight, batting .307 for the Yankees. Don Mattingly and Dave Winfield will follow. 0-1 pitch is inside and a little low. 1 ball, 1 strike. .84 degrees the game time temperature in Detroit. Here's the 1-1 pitch, swung on. Few clouds overhead, but no threat of rain. 1-2 to Washington. He's been around with a lot of ball clubs.
Claudell hit .279 with 9 home runs and 44 RBIs for the Yankees last year.
That didn't miss by much. Jack thought he had him. It's 2-2. They got 1986 in the Ken Griffey deal. 2-2. Pitch to Washington is fouled back and out of play. The Yankees, against Eastern Division competition, are only 1 game over .500. They're 15-14 against the East. They have beaten up on the Western counterparts, winning 25 and losing just 12. But they're in a mini slump right now. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Got him on strike. Jack Morris fans Claudell Washington to start the ball game, and Don Mattingly will come up.
There you're seeing Jack Morris at his best. He threw some real good fastballs, probably in the 90 range, high 80s to 90 range at Washington, and then threw that split finger pitch on 2-2. Fooled Claudell Washington, struck him out. That's the Jack Morris that everybody's come to know.
Don Mattingly, with just 4 home runs so far this season, bounces one foul on the first baseline.
Mattingly got off to a bad start, as a lot of power hitters did with the cold weather, and didn't hit many home runs. He's one of the better pure hitters in the game. Hit 327 last year, 30 home runs, 115 RBIs. Has an excellent idea of the strike zone. Very seldom swings at a bad pitch. Waits until he gets a good pitch and has a good swing. You can see he's hitting 326 against Detroit. Won a batting championship in '84, I believe.
And he has won 3 straight Gold Gloves at first. Jack took something off. Mattingly just couldn't wait to pull the trigger and finally laid off completely. That's 1-1. On this date a year ago, Toronto led the Eastern Division with the Yankees a game back and the Tigers 5 up. There's a drive to left field. Larry Herndon going back over to his right. 2 are out. Toronto in 6th place starting today's play, 2 games under 500. Two are gone, and Dave Winfield will bat. David having perhaps one of his, if not the best season thus far for the Yankees.
And to think they were trying to trade him and had thoughts of getting rid of him, and guess because of his book, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that was the reason, but I think they're pretty glad to have him. He's led this ball club hitting 349, 15 home runs, 58 RBIs. They wouldn't be anywhere near where they are now without Dave. He's been consistent the whole season. 5 years in a row over 100 RBIs. Last year he only got 97 only.
There was an interesting comment about that too, with Mattingly hitting in front of him. Mattingly hit 6 grand slam home runs last year, so that cleared off some of the potential RBIs that this man could have picked up. 2-0 the count to Dave Winfield. 2 out, nobody on. We're in the top of the 1st inning. Change hangs high, 3-0. Morris struck out Washington, got Mattingly on a drive to left, but he is behind 3-0 to Dave Winfield, who just missed putting the Yanks in front with his drive off the crossbar in left field in the 9th inning. That's in for a strike. 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. He misses outside. So Winfield draws the base on balls. First walk off Morris, and Jack Clark will come up. This is the final stop on New York's 9-game road trip. They dropped 2 out of 3 in Boston. They dropped 2 out of 3 in Cleveland. And they lost the first game here to Detroit. Jack Clark is the designated hitter with Winfield at first and 2 out in the opening inning.
Jack Clark well below his average. He hit 286 with St. Louis last year, 35 home runs, 106 RBIs, only hitting 233 right now, but he does have 13 home runs and 39 RBIs. Very dangerous, strong, big home run hitter. Could have easily been most valuable player last year if he hadn't have been hurt the last month of the season.
He was hurt the first month of this season also. He was on the disabled list until the 15th of April with a pulled calf muscle, injured during spring training. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch is low. 2-0. Clark averaging a home run in almost every 15 times at bat. He led the National League in slugging and on base percentage last year. He had a slugging percentage of .597.
Has a most unusual stance. He stands almost with his back completely toward the pitcher. You very, very seldom ever see a home run hitter, although Jack, he's hit in the 20s. He's not really a 35-40 home run hitter, but he's big and strong and hits a lot of home runs. See him turn sideways with his back almost to the pitcher. Very, very unusual to see a strong person bat that way.
2-1 pitch is high, 3-1.
And he shuffles his feet when he goes to stride into the ball.
Jack got the first 2, then walked Winfield, and he has gone to 3-1 on Jack Clark. Winfield the runner with 2 out. 3-1 pitch, ball 4. Doesn't get any easier. Mike Pagliarulo is coming up. Back-to-back walks to Winfield and Clark, and the Yankees' third baseman steps in.
As we mentioned before, Morris's control has been his downfall since he's been erratic the last few starts, and Jack just isn't getting the ball where he wants it. He's throwing real good tonight, but once again he's walked 2 hitters. I don't think he really wanted to throw Winfield too much, but with Clark he was a little too careful and he's walked 2. And Pagliarulo is not a very high average hitter, only hitting .217, 8 home runs, 44 RBIs, but he's a home run threat. Good low fastball hitter.
He cranked out 32 last night, last season, a career high. 1 strike to count. Ground ball right side, through for a base hit. Winfield is headed home. He'll score the game's first run. Mike Pagliarulo bounces one through on the right side, and New York takes the lead. Clark going to second base. That is the 45th RBI of the season for Pagliarulo.
Pagliarulo didn't really hit this ball all that good, but he hit it just hard enough, and he hit it right between first and second base, where neither Whitaker nor Knight could get to the ball. You could see it split the 2 of them right between them. One of those seeing eye ground balls that gets through the infield, and of course what led to that were the 2 walks. You give those free passes out, they have a way of scoring.
The Yankees' early season phenom Jay Buhner is the batter. He's playing center field tonight. His average has tailed off considerably since a red hot start. Pitch is low for a ball. One ball, no strikes. Big swing, 1-1. Buhner, Velarde, the second baseman, and Rafael Santana, the shortstop, all newcomers with the ball club this season.
This big kid has hit a lot of home runs and RBIs in his short career. Columbus, he had 31 home runs and 85 RBIs last year, hitting .279. He's big and he's strong, about 6'3", 210.
Now it's 1-2 to Buhner. He came from the Pirates in the Steve Kemp deal, which also included Tim Foley, in December of '84. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on, and a run in for New York. 2-2. Yankees in front, 1-0. The count has gone to 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jay Buhner, with 2 out and 2 on here in the opening inning. Oh, didn't miss by much. It's a full count. So the runners will be running now. Clark at second, Pagliarulo at first. Jack got the first 2, but then walked a pair, and then Pagliarulo singled home a run. Here's a 3-2 pitch. He got him on strike. Jack turned it loose to close out the first inning. The Yankees settle for 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 are left. We'll go to the bottom of the first. The Yankees lead it 1-0. Now the Yankees scored a run in the top of the first. We'll see what the Tigers can do with this batting order.
Leading off, playing third base, Tommy Brookins. At second base, batting second, Lou Whitaker. The right field and third hitter will be Luis Salazar. Batting fourth and playing shortstop, Alan Trammell. Fifth hitter playing first base, Ray Knight. In left field, batting sixth, Larry Herndon. Designated hitter batting seventh, Darrell Evans. Catching and batting eighth, Mike Heath. The center fielder batting ninth will be Gary Pettis.
That's the batting order for the Tigers as they try to make it 2 in a row at the expense of New York. The Yankees defensively will start Don Mattingly at first base. The rookie at second is Randy Velarde. Over at shortstop is the former Met Rafael Santana. And at third base, Mike Pagliarulo hiding behind the pitcher. In the outfield for New York, Claudell Washington plays in left field. Another rookie in center field is Jay Buhner. And in right is the veteran Dave Winfield. Doing the catching for the Yankees is Joel Skinner. And on the mound, making his 11th start of the season. He's looking for his 5th victory. This is Al Leiter.
Al is 4-3 with a 4.30 earned run average. Pitched 44 innings. He's given up 21 earned runs. He's walked 22, which is quite a few, and he struck out 49, which is more than 1 an inning. Big guy, about 6'3", 210, 15 pounds. Throws real hard. Fastball, curveball, and slider. Has not had all that much experience. 22 years old. Started out really hot early part of the season. He's been hit lately. 4-3 with a 4.30 earned run average.
He was the outstanding rookie in the New York spring training camp. He pitched 28 innings in the Grapefruit League and had a 0.64 earned run average. His last time out, he was not 100%, and Boston shelled him pretty good. He lasted just 2 1/3 innings, giving up 5 hits and 5 runs, including a grand slam to Ellis Burks. The start prior to that, he faced only one batter. Carney Lansford lined the ball off his left forearm, and he was forced to leave the game. So we'll see how he bounces back tonight after a rugged appearance against the Red Sox. Tom Brookins gets a big round of applause as he comes to the plate to lead off the bottom of the first. He stroked the home run last night in the 10th inning that won the ball game for the Tigers. Tom's batting .284 with 4 homers and 27 RBIs. First pitch from Leiter is inside and low for a ball. Leiter is 22 years old. Began last season at Columbus, but was placed on the disabled list on the 1st of May. When he came back on the Double-A level at Albany. Went to the disabled list on the 14th with a sore shoulder. 14th of June. Foul tip, and it's 1-2. So last season he was 3-3 with Albany and 1-4 with Columbus with a 6.17 ERA. And then he spent a brief period of time with the Yankees. He was 2-2 in September with a 6.35 ERA. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Brookins. Liner to right field for a base hit. Winfield hustling over, makes a nice play cutting it off and holds Brookins to a single. Boy, this big guy covers a lot of territory, those long strides.
He's an excellent outfield. Here we see threw 2 fastballs by Tommy. He tries to throw a curveball, and it's not a bad one. It's down, and Tommy goes with it, hits the ball into right field, and you see Winfield come up the ball, turn, and throws the ball all the way into second base. Has a good arm. Can't run on Dave Winfield. Excellent athlete. Good defensive player as well as offense.
The Tigers have their leadoff man aboard. Lou Whitaker steps in. Pitch is outside for a ball. Tigers are kind of banged up. Alan Trammell returning after being drilled by a pitch on Sunday. Gary Pettis is playing with pain, as is Ray Knight. Chet Lemon is still on the shelf after crashing into the bullpen dugout. Walked in with Alan Trammell this afternoon, asking him how he was doing. He said, "I'm ready. I'm going to play. It still hurts, but I'm going to play." He had yet to swing a bat. Calurillo in on the grass at third. 1-0 pitch is high and away. 2-0. Tigers with a base runner, nobody out in the bottom of the first. The Yankees lead 1-0. Two-0 pitch to Whitaker, way away. Brookins could have gone, but lost sight of the ball apparently, and chose to stay at first. 3-0 the count to Whitaker.
Tom's a good base runner. He must have lost this ball. Looked like Skinner didn't shove. He did not shift out, and Brookins was right. He didn't see how far the ball went past Skinner, so he held up. He could have made it, but of course it's a little difficult to see when the catcher's got you blocked out and you don't know how far that ball went past him.
3-0 the count to Lou Whitaker. Luis Salazar in the on deck circle. He'll bat next. It's a strike on the outside part of the plate. 3-1 to Lou. Whitaker was 0 for 4 in last night's game. The 3-1 pitch swung on. It's a full count to Whitaker.
Well, I tell you, this big young guy, all arms and legs, and he throws hard, and he throws 3/4 to Lou, and Lou's given a little bit. Can't say as a blame him. This kid really throws hard.
3-2 pitch, and he got him on strikes. Leiter turned a couple loose. One gone, and Luis Salazar will be the batter. Salazar, the man for every position, it seems, is playing right field tonight.
Here we're seeing Leiter just reach back and fire that fastball 3/4. He just threw it right on the outside part of the plate. Lou was bailing out and had little or no chance. Those last 2 pitches really had something on them.
Here's the pitch to Salazar. He took something off that one. It came in a little low.
You sometimes wonder about catchers and pitchers when a kid is throwing like this and nobody's touching him. Brookins never even had a good swing at the fastball, hit a curveball. Starts off Salazar with a breaking ball. Normally when you're throwing this good, you just keep pumping them right in there till they show you they can hit it.
It's fouled out of play. 1-1.
You can get too fancy out there, and when you can throw like this kid can throw, you just keep blowing it in there. That's what Jeff Robinson did last night. He had a good fastball, and he just popped it right past the Yankee hitters.
Yankees in front 1-0. The count is 1-1 to Salazar. Tossed at first. Brookins only had a step or 2 lead. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and a base hit to left field. Brookins will have to stop at second. Luis Salazar, who was 2 for 4 last night, including an excellent bunt, single sharply to left field, and the Tigers have 2 on with 1 out.
Here we're going to see it. It's a low fastball. Salazar's right on it. Hits it right in the hole between third and short. Salazar is a strange hitter. He'll hit the ball high, hit it low, hit it inside, hit it outside. You just never know where to pitch him. Done an excellent job for Detroit this year.
Alan Trammell returns after sitting out last night's game. He has a .329 average. 9 home runs, 34 RBIs. A chance to put Detroit into a tie or even in front in the opening inning. It's up and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Art Fowler coming out to the mound.
Art gets any bigger, they're going to have to bring him out in a wheelbarrow.
Somebody asked Fowler during spring training what was the most surprising thing that come out of the spring training camp. He said, me.
Yeah. He's a funny man, I tell you. We used to call him Jeremiah the Bullfrog. He looks like Jeremiah. Great guy. You know, he pitched in the major leagues until he was 43, and then he pitched in the minors until he was 47. He used to call his fastball the Hummer. He's a funny dude, I'll tell you.
Yes, he is.
And I can tell you what he just, without the expletives, I can tell you what he told him. Throw the ball over the plate.
Or Billy's going to be mad.
Or Billy's going to be mad. That's right.
That's a cleaned up version. 1-1.
And if he gets mad at you, then he's going to get mad at me.
That's
And
right.
I don't want him mad at me. So throw the blankety blank ball over the plate.
1 ball, 1 strike to Trammell. 1 out, 2 are on. Way outside. Skinner flags it down. 2-1. Artie, 65 years old. I didn't realize he was
Hard to believe.
that old. Yeah.
So I played a little first base the last 2 years, 72 and 3, when Art was over here. So I had privilege to the conversations that were going on at the pitchers. And it's a recording. Here's the same way it was last time.
2-1 pitch, and it's fouled out of play. Well, I didn't have that privilege, but when he and Billy were here, I just asked him, I said, what do you tell those guys? He said exactly what you just said. Throw it over the plate because Billy's going to be mad. 2-2, the count to Trammell. Pop up in foul territory. Mattingly is under it and has it. There are 2 out of the Detroit first, and it'll be up to Ray Knight. Knight batting .245. He has 15 RBIs for Detroit.
Ray got off to a poor start in the cold weather and didn't play too much, but he's gotten his average back up to .245. Ray hit .256 with 14 home runs and 65 RBIs for Baltimore last year.
He was 1 for 4 here last night. Looked like the run that he scored in the 2nd inning might hold up. In for a strike. Brookins opened the inning with a single to right. Whitaker struck out. Salazar singled to left. Trammell fouled out to the first baseman. And now the count is 1 strike to Ray Knight. Tigers trail by 1. And a pop foul will be out of play. Jack Morris in the 1st inning ran into a little bit of control trouble. He wound up throwing 27 pitches, walked a couple, and one of those that he walked scored on Mike Pagliarulo's single to right. Al Leiter checking the sign with Joel Skinner. And now time is called. A balk is called.
He's saying he came to his belt and then took his windup from there. Can't do that if he did. Richie Garcia is a pretty good umpire, and his 4th balk this year. Looked like he came set and then took a windup and he just forgot. You have to step off once you do that. You can't set that ball at your waist and then make any movement unless you come home.
So the runners move up. Brookins to 3rd, Salazar to 2nd. The count is 2 strikes to Ray Knight with 2 out. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and he fouls it back on the screen. That may have been the pitch Knight wanted to jump all over. Tom Brookins at 3rd base. Luis Salazar is the runner at 2nd with 2 gone. Again, the 0-2 pitch is low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outfield just about straight away for Knight. Base hit here. The Tigers could move in front. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low, ball 2. Here's the 2-2 delivery, fouled straight back. So Leiter is throwing a few pitches here in the opening inning. He has thrown 25 pitches. Two balls, 2 strikes to Ray Knight. Tigers with an opportunity to get on the scoreboard here in the opening inning. Now Skinner is going out to talk with his young rookie pitcher. Mike Smith, our director, suggests that the pace is similar to Friday's. Everybody's still talking about that one.
This is a tough situation, and Skinner wants to be sure he's on line with his pitcher Leiter to make sure they know what they want to throw. You don't want to have any miss sign now.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 in scoring position, and it's fouled away. Yankees in front, 1-0.
It's a little bit strange. A left-hander pitcher would come set on the mound and not take a windup. Maybe he feels more comfortable that way. But if you wind up, you reduce the chance of balking. You can't really hold anybody on third with a left-hander. You can look over there, but you're really not facing him.
After being 0-2 with Ray Knight, the count has run to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Two out, 2 on, and a 3-2 pitch due Ray Knight. He got him on strikes. So the young left-hander overcame kind of a rocky first inning and survived, shutting down the Tigers. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We'll go to the second inning. It's New York 1, Detroit 0. The Yankees with a 1-0 lead as we go to the second inning. It'll be Randy Velarde, Rafael Santana, and Joel Skinner against Jack Morris, who allowed a run in the first inning. He got the first 2, but walked Winfield and Clark back to back, and Pagliarulo bounced one through on the right side to get the game's only run home. Tigers had a great scoring opportunity in the first inning with runners at second and third and 2 out, but Al Leiter got Ray Knight on strikes. 1 strike to Randy Velarde. Velarde's only had 1 official at bat. He was recalled from Columbus yesterday to take the place of Wayne Tollison. It's up and in. Tollison has a strained left hamstring. It's been kind of a tough year for Tollison. There's a blast. Whoa, he hit this one a ton. Upstairs. His first hit is a home run for the New York Yankees.
He's not really a home run hitter. In '86, he had 11 at Appleton. Last year, 13 with Albany and Columbus. Only played, this only his 4th year in the major leagues, but he hit that one.
He hit it a long, long way. The Yankee teammates are there to greet him as he hits the top step of the dugout. I thought perhaps they might give him the silent treatment, but they did not. So now it's 2-0. That's the 11th home run yielded by Jack Morris.
It's a low fastball. Looked like it wasn't that bad a pitch, but the young fellow was right on top of it, and he golfed it right up and out of here in the upper deck. Ball's jumping with this hot, dry weather. That ball was hit hard.
Rafael Santana, the shortstop, fouls it straight back.
Santana, utility player for the Mets, hit .255 last year. Wayne Tollison is out, and Randolph is out.
Henderson's hurt.
Henderson's hurt with a bad leg, so the Yankees are crippled up a little bit as much as the Tigers. Neither team at their full capacity.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. A little bit low. 3 balls and a strike. Santana, one of a long, long line of shortstops. The Yankees have been trying to fill that position for a lot of years. He is the 30th shortstop that Willie Randolph has played with during his career with New York. That's ball 4. 3rd walk off Morris. Joel Skinner, the catcher, will be the batter.
Jack has walked 3 hitters already in 2 innings. Well, he's only pitched 1 inning officially, but Jack has faced 8 hitters and walked 3 of them. Very unusual for him, but he's been struggling like that. He's throwing the ball good tonight, struggling a little, cannot get the ball where he wants it. Joel Skinner not hitting very much. He split with Columbus in New York last year, hit .242 at Columbus, 137 with New York, 9 home runs total.
He takes a strike. Runner at first base and run in the second. Skinner came from the White Sox along with Ron Kittle and Wayne Tollison a couple of years ago.
He's a good young catcher, but he's had trouble hitting major league pitching.
Here's the 1-strike pitch. He gets the ball down. Brookins fields it. He has 1 play. The sacrifice is successful. Santana moves to second base. 1 out in the second inning. We'll go to the top of the order for Claudell Washington.
Good bunt by Skinner. Bunts the ball, takes 2 big hops. Brookins he almost slips and falls where the grass is wet there, but makes the play.
Claudell Washington will bat for the Yankees. He struck out to open the ball game.
Not unusual to bunt in that situation with Washington, Mattingly, Winfield, and Clark coming up next, especially when a hitter only hitting .222. Joel Skinner's not a very good hitter, so you sacrifice him over and let the big guys take a crack at driving him in.
Good stop by Heath. He didn't know exactly where it was, but neither did Santana, so he stayed at second. Washington was 2 for 5 yesterday. Here's the 1-0 pitch, line to left field for a base hit. Herndon galloping over to the corner. That'll score another run, and Washington is in easily with a 2-bagger. Makes it 3-0. A double to the corner by Claudell Washington. Scores Rafael Santana.
Washington uses all of the field, and it's a tailing fastball. Jack gets that one where he wants it, and Washington just reaches out, pokes it down the left field line for a double, scoring the run. Game looks easy. Make the sacrifice, and a base hit brings him in. That was not a bad pitch Morris made. That's the way it's been for him. He's either had some bad plays behind him, or he's made good pitches when he did, and they've hit him.
Don Mattingly is the batter for the Yanks. Fly to left field in his first at bat, and he takes the pitch low for a ball. 3-0 New York in front in the top of the second inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and he chops it fair. Picked off by Knight. Tosses to Jack for the second out, and Washington goes to third. There are 2 down, and Dave Winfield will be the batter. Winfield walked with 2 out of the first inning and scored the game's first run on Pagliarulo's base hit. In for a strike to the big man. He had 29 RBIs in the month of April, tying a major league record.
He has carried this ball club. I mean, he literally has carried it. Clark has had some big hits. Mattingly has been on and off and hurt, had a real poor start. This guy has carried him right where they are right now.
Here's the 1-strike pitch. Good save by Heath. 1-1. Three nothing. New York in front. 2 out. Runner at third base. Claudell Washington. The 1-1 pitch changed up. Hines high. 2-1. In 6 of the last 9 seasons with runners in scoring position, Winfield has hit over 300.
6'6", 220 pounds or more. Drafted in 3 pro sports: basketball, football, and baseball. Tremendous athlete.
Two-one pitch. A high hopper over Brookins' head will score another run. Winfield may try for 2. He is. Here comes the throw from Herndon. He is safe. It's 4-0 New York, as Winfield hits a high hopper to shallow left for a 2-bagger and his 59th RBI of the year.
This is just a bad break. It's a good low pitch, and he pounds it in the dirt that normally is a 1-hopper to the third baseman. But that ball jumped up off the dirt in front of home plate and went right up over Brookins' head. Winfield hustles all the way. You can see Whitaker catches that ball. He might have been able to make the tag. Winfield never hesitated because he knows Larry Herndon has the bad wheels and can't move very well. Dave stretched a single into a double.
Jack Clark will be the batter. He walked in the opening inning. Low ball 1 to Clark. This guy has had his share of injuries also. Over the last 4 years, he's missed 268 ball games. It's in for a strike. 1-1. But when he's hot, he is hot.
You wouldn't think a guy that big would be that injury prone. He's 6'3", about 215, 20 pounds. Big, strong guy, but he's been hurt a lot. And a lot like Fred Lynn with Baltimore.
1-1 pitch. Strike on the outside corner. 1-2. Saw Paul Gibson throwing in the Tiger bullpen.
As we mentioned before, he has that stance where he turns his back to the pitcher, totally closed, and then he shuffles his feet. Watch him shuffle his feet as he goes to stride into the ball, something you'd never teach anyone. See him shuffle and take a step back and a step forward and then rip the ball down the line. Another double. That just might be it for Jack.
That's the 40th RBI of the year for Jack Clark as he drilled one into the corner and makes it 5-0. the 5th hit off Jack Morris, and the 3rd double. There's also a home run included in this inning. Homer and 3 doubles and a base on balls.
Well, this Yankee ball club can score runs. You see him, the ball's in the middle part of the plate, and he just jumps all over this pitch and rifles it down the left field line. Sparky was waiting for Paul Gibson to get ready. Watch him shuffle his feet now. He'll step back and then step forward. Step back, then step forward, shuffle his feet, wiggle his bat. He does everything wrong except hit the ball.
Well, a tough outing for Jack Morris, who leaves with 2 out and a runner at second base here in the 2nd inning. The Tigers trailing by a score of 5-0. Paul Gibson trotting in from the bullpen. He threw 49 pitches. 25 of them were strikes. So Paul Gibson comes in from the Tiger bullpen. He'll see if he can get the final out and keep it at 5-0. Paul Gibson will take over on the mound with the Tigers trailing 5-0 and see if he can get the final out here in the 2nd.
Paul's done a good job in this situation for the Tigers in the long relief role. He's turned in some magnificent performances. He's 3-1 with a 3.62 earned run average. It's his 15th appearance. Pitched 37 1/3 innings. Given up 15 earned runs. He's only given up 3 home runs. He's only walked 9. He struck out 23, and that's part of the reason for his success. He throws strikes, throws a fastball, curveball, and a changeup. Been working on his changeup with Doyle Alexander, and Doyle has an excellent one. And Paul's changeup has been getting better, and it's a very effective pitch. Has a little better stuff than you think. Throws the ball just a little bit harder than what you think he will, and has a little bit bigger breaking ball than what you think he has. Little sneaky.
He last pitched on Thursday night in the opener of the Toronto series. Went 3 1/3 innings, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 of which was earned. Struck out 3, didn't walk anyone. He'll face Mike Pagliarulo with 4 runs in here in the 2nd inning, and a runner at second base, 2 out. And that's strike 1 to Pagliarulo, who singled home the first run of the ball game in the opening inning.
This Yankee team can score a lot of runs. They can hit anybody and hit them a lot when they get hot with the bats. And you know, Pagliarulo is only hitting .217, although he only hits about .235, .240. He has 8 home runs, but Ricky Henderson is out of there, and he adds a tremendous dimension. Hits over 300, can hit 20, 25 home runs, steals bases. And Randolph, who is a good hitter, is out of there. So they're a good, explosive ball club.
Herndon makes the catch for the final out in the 2nd inning. The Yankees score 4 times on 4 hits. There were no errors, and 1 man was left. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd. It's New York 5, Detroit 0. It'll be Larry Herndon, Darrell Evans, and Mike Keith to face Al Leiter in the bottom of the 2nd. Tigers trail 5-0. I also want to say hi to the members of the Mayo Smith Society who are watching tonight's game via satellite in Washington, D.C. Dave Ragland passes that word along. We hope you're at least enjoying part of the game. It has been kind of a slow start for the Tigers. Herndon hit .393 against New York last season and has a .327 average against the Yanks.
Al Leiter is throwing the ball just about as hard as anybody I've seen so far this season. He really has a live fastball. Jeff Robinson was throwing pretty good last night, and this kid's just about as equal, or maybe just a little bit faster. They both are powdering that ball. It's tough to face a kid like this. He'll turn one loose, and it'll be high and away, and you won't even be close. The next thing you know, he burns you on the outside corner with a low fastball.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Larry Herndon. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Got him on strikes. 3rd strikeout of the night for Leiter. He has 49 strikeouts in 44 innings starting today's play. He has nailed 3 already tonight.
Here to give you an idea how hard he's throwing and how much his ball is moving. He throws that ball right down the middle. You could see Larry pulled his head off it, but he just blew that ball right on past Larry.
Darrell Evans is the batter. Tigers DH, 7 homers, 26 RBIs. Outside, ball 1. Now it's 2-0 to Evans. Three balls, no strikes.
It's not bad enough that this kid throws in the 90s that he has to throw 3/4 and sidearm to lefties. That's nasty. That should be against the rules.
He walks Evans on 4 straight bad pitches. Now Mike Heath will come up.
Better go out, Art, and tell him Billy's going to get mad if he walks another one.
It's amazing, isn't it? With a 5-run lead, you strike out the first man, just blow it right past him, and don't come close to the next 4 pitches to a left-hander.
Not unusual at all for young pitchers to do that. It's, you know, there's no reason for it because you got a 5-run lead and throw as good as this kid. You just put it right down the middle. He might be trying to overthrow, but young pitchers do that. You just have to be patient with them. You're not going to change them until they get a little experience under their belt.
Art is there.
And this is a recording. Tell them, Art.
Leiter's expression almost states, "I'm trying, Coach. I'm trying."
Well, he is. I think he's trying to throw a little bit too hard. He's got a 5-run lead. Art's just telling him to pick up the catcher, pick up the target in the glove, and throw to the catcher.
It's his first wild pitch of the season. 1 ball, no strikes to Heath. Yankees lead 5-0, bottom of the 2nd inning. Tigers with a runner at second and a high hopper. Velarde waits for it to come down, then throws out Heath. Evans moves to third. 2 are out, and Gary Pettis will bat.
I'll tell you, that dirt in front of home plate is about as hard as I've ever seen it.
Yep.
It's just like AstroTurf. That ball hitting right in front of the plate and bounced all the way out to second base. I've never seen it that hard in front of the plate like that in Tiger Stadium.
Well, that ball Clark hit was about the same thing, bounced over Tom Brookens' head. 1 strike to Gary Pettis. Remember last year when Bobby Valentine went out of his mind talking about how soft it was in front of home plate? A little switcheroo tonight. 2 strikes to Pettis. Yankees lead 5-0. The Tigers have a runner at third. The 0-2 pitch is very high. Tigers had a chance in the opening inning. They had runners at second and third with 2 out. But Leiter got Knight on strikes. 1-2 pitch outside, 2-2. Three and 2 to Pettis. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and he got him on strikes. 4th strikeout for Leiter. He has 2 in each inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. We'll go to the 3rd inning. It's New York 5, Detroit 0. Here in Detroit, the Tigers are down by a score of 5-0. New York scoring 1 in the first and adding 4 more in the second. And Jay Buhner swings on the first pitch, and Tom Brookins throws him out. The complete totals for the starter, Jack Morris: 1 2/3 innings work, 5 runs, 5 hits, struck out 2, walked 3. Paul Gibson came on and got the final out with a runner at second base in the second inning. Randy Velarde with his first hit of the season, a round tripper, as the leadoff man in the second is the batter. The pitch from Gibson is swung on, 1 strike. There's a drive to center field. Pettis still going, and he makes a great catch. Velarde has just been ripping the ball around here tonight. Pettis makes a fine running catch going away from the infield for the second out of the third.
Gets this ball a long way. The most home runs he ever hit was 11 in 1986 at Appleton, but he hit a home run on the upper deck, and he hits this ball just about 400 feet at the flagpole. Pettis makes a nice running catch. There's a good shot of the ball from the center field camera. Pettis outrunning the ball to the track.
2 are out. Rafael Santana fouls the first pitch and almost picked off the attendant over by the Yankee dugout. Santana walked in the second inning. Yankees put together the Velarde home run, a walk, and doubles from Washington, Winfield, and Clark to score 4 times. Tries to bunt, fouls it off Heath. 2 strikes to Santana. Santana began his pro career with the Yankees, was traded to St. Louis for George Fraser. Yanks got him back from the Mets.
Here you see Muncy just fouls that ball off, right off Heath's glove. Throws the glove.
Here's the 0-2 pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, the Red Sox have been scoring a lot of runs lately. They have 4 in the first inning against Cleveland. They beat the Tribe 14-7 last night. They've had 44 hits in the last 2 ball games. There's a little pop fly in the shallow right, drops in. Knight chases it down and makes a nice play. And the throwback, safe. Whoa, what a play by Mike Heath. He came roaring in from the backside. Knight spotted him and threw a strike, and Santana just reached back in time. Knight made a nice play to keep that ball from skipping away to his right and allowing Santana to go on a second. Looks like he hurt his right hand.
You see Ray Knight, the ball's hit a looper right over and down the line. Looks back, and Mike Heath is coming down the line in a heads-up play, and Knight makes a good throw, and Santana just gets back. You can see him. He didn't realize what was going on. If he hadn't looked back to see if they were throwing the ball, they'd have picked him off.
Joel Skinner hits the first pitch right at Trammell, scoops it over to Whitaker for the final out. Well, the Yanks in the third, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third. New York's in front, 5-0. Tigers trail by 5 as we go to their half of the third. It'll be the top of the order. Tom Brookins, Lou Whitaker, and Luis Salazar against Al Leiter. Tigers have had a couple of opportunities against Al, but so far he's turned them away. He had runners at second and third in the first inning, and left a runner stranded at third in the second. Brookins had a single in the opening inning. He's 1 for 1. Brookins has now hit safely in 8 of the last 10 ball games at about a .430 clip.
You can imagine the difference facing Al Leiter after facing Tommy John. Tommy John was throwing 53-mile-an-hour curveballs last night. This kid comes in throwing 95-mile-an-hour fastballs.
So I would think it'd really be tough when you got a guy like Tommy John starting, goes 7 innings, and you got a guy throwing 90 coming in relief.
Or the other way around. Either way.
The other way
That was
around.
like Ryan Duran in the Yankees. But then Louis Arroyo was the guy that came in and dazzled him with the garbage.
Three and one the count. He picked up Whitey Ford a time or two, didn't he?
Just a few times.
Here's the 3-1 pitch, and a pop-up in foul territory may get into the seats. It will. Skinner over for a look-see. Almost fell into the dugout. Mattingly was there. He almost tumbled in. Mattingly's had enough injuries so far this season to last him for the balance of the year. Count is 3 balls, 2 strikes to Tom Brookins. Here's a 3-2 pitch, and he pops it up on the infield. Now in foul territory. Pagliarulo coming down the line in fair territory and makes the catch, and there's 1 out. Lou Whitaker will be the Detroit batter. Lou struck out in the opening inning. Well, the big event is August 8th. Lights on at Wrigley Field.
I guess it was inevitable, but it's kind of difficult. The tradition is broken.
Difficult, particularly for those who live in the neighborhood that didn't want the lights there. 1-0 pitch. Chopper down the first baseline is foul. 40 years after the Tigers turned on their lights, the Cubs will turn on theirs. Cubs froze the seating of the tickets that were sold in advance for the August 8th game. With 13,000 tickets remaining, they're going to sell them on a lottery basis. Wrigley seats 39,000, and in about 15 or 20 years they probably would have had 50,000 there.
Oh, maybe 500,000 people that were there for the first game.
2-1 pitch, swung on, 2-2. One out, nobody on. Bottom of the third. It's outside, full count. Here's the 3-2 pitch. High ball 4. The second walk off Al Leiter. It comes with 1 out in the 3rd inning. He's throwing a lot of pitches. He's gone to 3-2 on a number of hitters. Luis Salazar, that's 57 pitches that he has thrown in 2 1/3 innings. Salazar had a single in the first. One ball, no strikes. Yep. Rick Reed has gone up with the right hand. It's going to be called a strike. Oh, and 1, the count to Salazar. Fouls it at the plate. That brings Skinner down.
They were going to see it, fouled it down. That's what you get for getting back there with those tools of ignorance.
2 strikes the count to Salazar. Lou Whitaker is the runner at first base with 1 out. The 0-2 pitch is hit to the left side. Al Urillo over to second for 1, throw to first, double play. So the Yankees turn the Tigers away in the 3rd. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We're a third of the way through. It's 5-0 New York. Five to nothing is the score. The Yankees are in front as we start the 4th inning. With the top of the order, Claudell Washington. Paul Gibson working in relief of Jack Morris. They'll be here again tomorrow evening. Airtime 7:30. Final game of the series. Tigers have an off day on Thursday, then head to Toronto for a 3-game weekend set. We'll be televising at 1:30 on Saturday afternoon. Then the Tigers move on to the Big Apple. We'll televise on Monday night at 7:30 from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. There's a liner to left field. Herndon moves over to his right, makes the catch. 1 out in the 4th inning. It'll bring up Don Mattingly. It was on this date in Tiger history in 1970. Shortstop Cesar Gutierrez went 7 for 7 in a 9-8 12-inning victory for the Tigers over the Indians. He had 6 singles and a double, and Northrup had a big day and nobody knew about it.
Nobody knew I played. You could string all those hits together and they wouldn't reach the center field fence. He broke 2 bats and hit loopers over shortstop. He had let's see, 3 infield hits, 4 infield hits and a double, but it's counted as 7 for 7. I think I had 2 or 3 hits. Yeah, I had 3 hits, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, and never played the game. Never was mentioned. You had to look in the score box.
And his bat is in the Hall of Fame, and yours isn't.
Yeah. That was great with it. 7 for 7.
Did you get the call for any of your bats for a Hall of Fame display after your Grand Slam home runs at all?
Yeah, I think they wanted the Grand Slam bat that I hit in the World Series. And I had given it to John Hand, the equipment manager, so I don't think they got it, unless he gave it to him.
Count is 3-2 on Don Mattingly. John Hand still lives in Lakeland, or in the Lakeland area. See him every spring. Retired. May even be watching tonight. 3-2 pitch and a liner to right field for a base hit. Salazar hustles it down. Mattingly will try to turn 2. Here comes the throw from Salazar. It's there in time. He's out. Luis Salazar does it again. Hustles to the corner and guns down Don Mattingly, trying to stretch a single to 2.
Gibson gets a fastball right down the middle of the plate, and it was ripped. Mattingly hit a ball hard. Salazar catches this 1 hop off the fence, and that's the secret. Mattingly tries. Salazar has a strong arm. Perfect throw to Trammell, and Mattingly's out.
Very fine play by Luis Salazar, and there are 2 out in the 4th inning with Dave Winfield the batter. First pitch is low for a ball. Winfield has scored 2 runs. He has doubled home a run tonight. It's where Winfield crashed one last night that just missed being a 2-run homer in the 9th inning. It's the clean spot on top of the fence, we're told.
Hit the top of the fence, bounced up and stayed in. Unusual. Mostly they bounce over, but this one stayed in. Lucky for the Tigers it did, because it gave an opportunity to win the game in the 10th.
Count is 2-1. 2 out, nobody on in the 4th. 10 for a strike, 2-2.
Dave thought the ball was a little bit low. He's not going to get much sympathy from the umpire.
Here's the 2-2 delivery. Got him on strike. Winfield turned on the fan, as they say, and just about broke his back. But the Yankees are gone in the fourth. No runs, one hit, no errors, none left. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's 5-0 New York. Tigers trail 5-0. 5-7-0 for the Yanks. 0-2-0 for Detroit. Alan Trammell will lead off the fourth inning. Ray Knight and Larry Herndon follow against Al Leiter, who has given up a couple of hits, struck out 4, walked 2, and thrown a wild pitch. Here's the 1-0 delivery. That's in for a strike at the knees. 1-1 delivery. Bouncing ball, foul.
Trammell putting together another good season, hitting .329, 9 home runs, 34 RBIs. Allen had a great year last year, hit .343, 28 home runs and 105 RBIs. Been the most consistent hitter for the Tigers the last 2 years.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The count to Trammell. There's a drive up the alley. Racing over is Washington. Can't get it. A one-hopper off the wall. And Trammell is on with the 2-bagger to lead off the fourth inning. Third hit off Leiter.
Alan Trammell has that short, quick swing. Just a little short step and good hands. Just pops that bat through the ball, and then he hit a line drive off the fence for a double.
Tigers' first extra base hit of the night. Allen's 11th double of the season. Tigers had a couple of singles in the first inning but could not score. Ray Knight is the batter. He's hitting 5th in the Tiger order tonight. He struck out in the opening inning. Yankees with a 5-0 lead. Lead the American League in runs scored with 355. Up and in tonight. 1 ball, no strikes. California, Minnesota scoreless. They're playing in the 3rd inning at the Metrodome. Twins had their winning streak snapped by California yesterday. Angels have now won 5 in a row. High for a ball. And the Twins have won 5 out of the last 6. The switch in managers for the Seattle Mariners didn't have a whole lot of effect. The Mariners have now lost 8 in a row. Here's the 2-0 pitch. In for a strike, 2-1 tonight. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Up and in. It's 3 balls and a strike. '22-year-old Al Leiter looking for his 5th win of the season. 3-1 pitch. In for a strike, and it's a full count. Alan Trammell is the base runner at second with nobody out. Tigers trying to scramble back. They trail 5-0. Yanks scored a run in the first, 4 in the second. Three-2 pitch. Walked in. Third walk off Leiter tonight. Larry Herndon will be the batter. Like they are about to get on the phone, or are on the phone, or have been on the phone. So we're going to get some action out there. Neil Allen.
If the Tigers can run this young man out of here and get to that bullpen, the middle relief of the Yankees has not been doing all that good. You can score some runs off them. You don't want to wait till the end, though, where they have real good relief pitching and Rigetti. Giante, although Giante threw up the home run last night, we might not see him for a while.
1 ball, no strikes. Tigers have 2 out with nobody out. Swing and a foul at the plate. Now Billy Martin is coming out. Billy heads back after a couple of quick words for Al Leiter. The count is a ball and a strike to Larry Herndon. 2 are on, nobody out. And Allen continues to throw in the bullpen. Right back through the middle off of Leiter. Hustles over. Here's the throw, and he'll get Herndon, who just cannot run. Trammell goes to third, and Knight advances to second base. 1 out, and Darrell Evans will be the batter.
You see this outside fastball hit right back at him. He turned his back and hit him off the hip. Good thing Larry can't run, because if Larry had any speed at all, he might have been able to beat that out. If Leiter could gotten out of the way, that ball probably would have been up the middle for a base hit, but he turned his back, hit him in the hip, and bounced off. He should be okay. I don't think it hit his hand. They're looking at his fingers. Maybe it did.
He may also be a little shell shock in that 2 starts prior to this one is when he was hit in the forearm by a line drive by Carney Lansford and was forced to leave the game.
He better get himself in position to field the ball if he's going to throw that outside fastball. He throws so hard, you're late swinging, and he can hit line drives through the box. He's looking at his fingers if that ball caught him on the end of a finger. If he split his finger a little bit, they're going to take him out of there, and you don't want him throwing with a bad finger. And it looks like it nicked his finger and either broke the nail or split it a little bit. Hard to tell. Yeah, see the blood on his leg, on his left leg. Probably busted the nail.
Tough break for the young fella.
No way you're going to let him pitch like that, because you can always favor it and hurt your arm. Neil Allen will get all the time he wants to warm up in an injury.
The Yankees have a 5-0 lead. We'll be back with a look at what Neil Allen has accomplished in just a moment. You're watching Pass. Tough break for Al Leiter, who leaves the game after working 3 1/3 innings. Neil Allen comes on in relief, and Leiter, with a 5-0 lead, will not be able to pick up a W.
And he was throwing very, very well and had an opportunity for a win, but he didn't get to the 5th inning. Got his finger. Looks like the ball hit his nail or his finger and broke the nail away from the cuticle. And was bleeding a little bit, so they weren't going to let him finish. Neil Allen is 2-2 with a 2.70 earned run average. This will be his 10th appearance. Pitched 36 2/3 innings, given up 11 earned runs, 3 home runs, walked 9, struck out 20.
He'll face Darrell Evans with runners at second and third and 1 out. It was Allen that came into the game when Leiter was forced to leave the game at Oakland. He proceeded to pitch 9 scoreless innings, retiring the first 19 batters he faced without a hit. Pitch to Evans is high, ball one. Leiter threw 74 pitches, 40 of them were strikes. 1-0 pitch is in for a strike, 1-1.
Allen spent 5 years with the New York Mets in the National League from 79 to 83. Went to St. Louis, pitched with St. Louis, and then the Yankees in 85. Ended up in Chicago in 87. Was released by Chicago and signed by the Yankees in 87.
1-1 pitch. It's popped up. Velarde has called for it. There are 2 out. It'll be up to Mike Heath now with 2 out and 2 in scoring position. Tigers left runners at second and third in the first, at third in the second. Now they have runners at second and third with 2 out in the fourth inning.
That was an ideal situation for Darrell Evans to get away from the hard-throwing lefty. And Neil Allen throws pretty good, but it's a pitcher Darrell Evans normally would hit pretty well, and in that situation at least get a sacrifice fly, but he popped him up.
1 strike to Mike Heath. Look out. Uriello looked like he was going to try and field that bat, didn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was in front of it. He was going to block it. And then judgment proved discretion was a better part of valor and back off and let it come to a stop. Mike loses it as he's fooled with a big wide slider. Tagliarulo played it well. Stayed in front of it. Didn't get hurt.
2 strikes to Mike Heath. Fine call by Heath. Inning began with a double by Alan Trammell. Ray Knight walked. Both moved up on Larry Herndon's blast back to the box that drove Al Leiter from the ball game. And Evans popped out, and the count is 2 strikes to Heath. Good save by Skinner. California, Minnesota scoreless in the third. Kansas City, Chicago. Royals lead 1-0. They're in the second inning at Comiskey Park. Seattle and Texas are scoreless. They're in the second at Arlington. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low for a ball. Oh, he called him out.
No, that was a delayed call. Well, I want to tell you, that was awfully close. Looked like the ball broke out of the strike zone. But, Richie Garcia says no, it was a strike. If it was a perfect pitch.
So the Tigers are gone in the fourth. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 2 left. We'll go to the 5th inning. It's still 5-0 New York. Well, the night has belonged to the New York Yankees thus far. Yanks in front 5-0, scoring a run in the first, adding 4 more in the second. The Save the Tiger Stadium fan club members are here tonight. Pretty good looking banner, which is displayed in the upper deck here at Tiger Stadium. A 3-hit shutout for the Yankees thus far. Al Leiter going 3 1/3, allowing no runs, 3 hits, struck out 4, walked 3, wild pitch and a balk. But was forced to leave the game after Larry Herndon lined one off his hand. So Neil Allen steps into a pretty good spot, coming on, get the final 2 outs of the 4th inning with a 5-0 lead. Jack Clark. That's 2-0. Clark doubled homer run in the second inning. That was the big inning for the Yankees. A leadoff homer by Randy Velarde. A walk to Santana. Double by Washington. Double by Winfield. And a double by Clark. Gibson has fallen behind Clark 3-0. And he walks him on 4 straight pitches. Second time Clark has walked. The 4th Yankee batter to draw a base on balls tonight. Mike Pagliarulo will be the batter. Mike singled home run in the first. He's 1 for 2. Fouled out of play. Red Sox are in front of the Indians 5-4. They're playing in the 4th. This is, or would have been, a perfect opportunity for the Indians to pick up some ground on the front runners. Tigers and the Yankees playing each other. But Cleveland lost yesterday 14-7. This could be 2. Safe. Rick Reed took a look and finally made the call.
That was a delayed call. It looked like he didn't know what to call it and finally decided, well, I guess they're safe. I don't know. Ray Knight can't believe it.
He didn't show a whole lot of enthusiasm on the call, did he?
No, he's still standing the same way, too, with his arms folded. Let's see. Took a little hop over to Trammell. Trammell throws it to first base. And that's, you know, he had his arms folded. He unfolded them. It could have gone either way. It was, could have been a tie.
Pagliarulo safe on a fielder's choice, and Jay Buhner will bat with 1 out. Takes the pitch inside for a ball. Buhner 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out. Toronto in front of the Baltimore Orioles 1-0. They're in the 6th inning at Exhibition Stadium. Pop foul out of play. Eric King now throwing in the Tiger bullpen. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's in for a strike. 1-2. Runner at first base, Mike Pagliarulo. 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Buhner a strikeout victim for the 2nd time tonight. Morris got him in the 1st. Gibson gets him in the 5th. 2nd strikeout for Gibson.
It's the same pitch, too. It's a high fastball. It's out of the strike zone. Usually right-hand hitters are good high fastball hitters. But that pitch was up out of the strike zone, away from him, and he just couldn't get to it. Morris struck him out with a similar pitch.
Randy Velarde has put on quite a hitting display tonight. He has his first home run of his career, and then he sent Gary Pettis deep to center in the 3rd. He has had 2 pretty good rips up there. 1 strike the count. Broken bat pop-up. Trammell back on the outfield grass. Has it, and the side is retired. Well, the Yankees, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. We're halfway through. The Yankees lead it by a score of 5-0. 5-0 is the score. The Yankees are in front. We have a special guest with us, Gail Marlowe, who is a student at Grosse Pointe North High School, one of 10 schools recently honored in the Big League Challenge, which, well, you can tell us what the Big League Challenge really is.
It was a prevention of illegal substances throughout the schools of Michigan to help prevent the students of their use.
What kind of involvement do the students themselves have in trying to prevent this substance abuse?
Well, the different schools, one of the things was to provide peer groups for the different alcoholics, like alcoholic students, or peer groups for a student whose friends or family members were alcoholics. And we formed another group which was called Masada, Myself and Students Against Drugs and Alcohol, which was to help educate the students.
Was it a difficult thing for you? Was there a lot of pressure involved as far as peer pressure is concerned?
Yes, very much so, especially in Grosse Pointe. But I think you'll find that in all the schools, especially. So it's, all over, but Grosse Pointe's doing a tremendous job about it with these different groups and their involvement.
There is a second big league challenge, I understand, coming up this fall. How can high schools get involved, and what do they call?
Well, they can contact their prosecuting attorneys in their counties. Call them, and they'll give you the information on how to how to get involved into it.
Is this a statewide program, or is it strictly Metro Detroit?
It's a statewide program through the different counties.
Well, Gail, we appreciate your stopping by. Congratulations to you and your fellow students at Grosse Pointe North, and the best of luck to all of you in the future, and keep it going.
Thanks a lot.
Gail Marlowe stopping by for a brief chat here. Tonight's game, the Tigers trail by a score of 5-0. Gary Pettis struck out. That's a 6th straight strikeout for Gary Pettis, and Tom Brookins is up there. 2 strikes the count to Tom.
Gary Pettis has been struggling. He has a bad shoulder. He couldn't even hit right-handed last night. Batted left-handed against a left-hand pitcher, struck out 4 times. He struck out twice tonight. Except for his defense, he probably shouldn't be in there. So you got to give Gary a lot of credit to gut it out and go out and play, even though he cannot swing the bat well, and he's just about giving up a at-bat every time he goes up there.
2 strikes the count to Tom Brookins. He has a single and 2 at-bats tonight. Strike 3 called. 2nd strikeout for Neil Allen. 3rd strikeout for Neil Allen. So he has been just about as tough as his predecessor, Al Leiter.
He has pretty good stuff. He has a pretty good live fastball, and he throws a little slider. It's a sharp little slider, and then he'll throw to right-handers a sweeping flat curveball.
Whitaker hits it high to relatively deep right center. Buhner is over. Has it, and the Tigers go quietly in the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We'll go to the 6th. New York leads it by a score of 5-0. The Yankees scored early and now are hanging on. They have a 5-0 lead, scoring all 5 of their runs in the first 2 innings. It'll be Rafael Santana, Joel Skinner, and Claudell Washington to face Paul Gibson in the 6th.
All you past viewers who would like to play golf with the Tiger alumni and some of the current Tigers, July 25th at Plum Hollow. Cellular One and the Tiger alumni will be playing, and the proceeds go to the Kidney Foundation. You can call 800-482-1455. 1-800-482-1455 if you want to play some golf July 25th.
Santana has a base hit. He has scored a run for the Yankees. Inside ball 2. Santana, the shortstop, one of many that the Yankees have used over the last several years. Bobby Meacham still with the ball club. Played that spot. Gibson working him inside. Heath hasn't had too much success catching that pitch. Speaking of shortstops, Cal Ripken is back in front in the All-Star balloting. He has about a 12,000 ballot lead over the Tigers' Alan Trammell. Walked him on 4 straight. Second walk off Gibson.
Be interesting to see how that turns out. That's one of the weaknesses of the fans voting in the All-Star ballot. It's generally sometimes turns into a popularity contest. A lot of stadiums really promote the All-Star balloting and hustle their players, and then of course you have the New York LA area, which is a bigger area to draw from and get more votes. Any team that draws in the 3 million, the Cincinnatis, the New Yorks, the Dodgers, they can accumulate a lot of votes. At one time, Carlton Fisk, who'd only played a couple of weeks and had a broken hand, was leading the catchers.
Guess what?
He's still leading?
He's back in front again.
That's just,
he still hasn't played.
That's absolutely ridiculous. He hasn't played since about mid-April. First 2 weeks of the season with a broken hand. He's leading the catchers. I don't know what they can do, but I know the players would prefer to be elected by the players. But
I'm a little surprised they don't split it up, where the coaches, managers having a certain percentage, the players a certain percentage, and the fans having a certain percentage.
I think it would probably be fair, and there's been enough discussions, enough writers writing about that if something like this happens where Fisk should happen to be voted the catcher, and that is just the ultimate of ridiculousness, or even Alan Trammell losing out at shortstop. Well, maybe there'll be enough said that something will be changed. Either way, they will have an all-star game, and somebody will win.
That's right.
Somebody will lose.
And they're going to play this one in Cincinnati.
Yes, sir.
It was a balk that was called against Santana. I think it was the Cincinnati Reds fans stuffing the ballot box a number of years ago that raised a few eyebrows. They had, what, 8 starters?
Well, they had some excellent ball players too in those days, and
But 8?
The 8 starters, yeah. It can happen. It's not a infallible system by any means.
Skinner squares, misses, throw back to second. Woo! Almost got him in the head.
Almost got him out, but it almost hit him in the head too. Is right. That's why you wear helmets on the bases.
May have banged himself up a little bit in that slide back.
Here he bunts through the ball, and that's the toughest thing for a base runner. You watch the hitter bunt through that ball, and you can't really tell whether he's going to bunt it or not. And if you don't get a good jump, they'll throw you out at third, and yet you get too far off, the catcher can pick you off at second. But he didn't get hit. He was lucky he didn't hit him in the coconut. He did sliding back. He got a little gravel on him, and
I think it was a back of Trammell's glove that hit him. The force probably of the ball carried the glove in hand into his head, which is a whole lot better than getting hit by the ball.
Let's go, fellas. Either haul him off or let him play. Hit Allen, maybe. He's okay. Just want a little TV time. Bending his back, acting as if the dive bothered him more than anything else.
Well, I hope you don't overextend yourself with sympathy here, Jim.
Never. Hey, if you can't play, get off the field. If you can, let's get going. Let's don't be stretching this TV time in there. Play or don't play.
That's right. We got things to do, haven't we?
That's right.
Here's the 2-strike pitch. He got him. 3rd strikeout for Gibson. 1 out in the 6th inning, and Santana's at second base with Claudell Washington coming up. Washington doubled home a run in the 2nd. He scored a run. He's 1 for 3 today. Breaking pitch in for strike 1. Kevin McReynolds has hit a grand slam for the Mets in the 6th inning against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here's the 1-strike pitch, foul back. Two strikes the count to Claudell Washington. Runner at second, 1 out. Top of the 6th, New York in front 5-0. Here's the 0-2 pitch, up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Santana opened the inning drawing a base on balls, went to second on the block. He's there now with 1 out. And a 1-2 count to Claudell Washington. A high hopper toward short. Cram grabs it, throws to first. 2 out, and Santana moves to third. Don Mattingly will be the batter. Don's 1 for 3 tonight. He had a single to right field in the 4th, then was cut down by Luis Salazar, trying to stretch it to a 2-bagger. Salazar fielded the ball cleanly and threw a strike to second, and the tag was placed on Don Mattingly coming in. A high hopper. Lou Whitaker throws him out. So a relatively easy inning for Paul Gibson and the Tigers. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 5-0 New York. Luis Salazar, who has a single in 2 at-bats and a terrific throw from the right field corner to cut down Don Mattingly, leads off the 6th. He'll be followed by Alan Trammell and Ray Knight.
Tigers hadn't have too much to shout about. They had 1 shot in the 4th inning where they got a double and a walk and got runners on 2nd and 3rd with only 1 out. Chance to score some runs, did not, and haven't had much to shout about except for that.
It's a combined 3-hit shutout thus far for Al Leiter and Neil Allen. Allen has nailed everybody he has faced. 5 in a row after coming on to replace Leiter, who was hit on the pitching hand on a drive right back to the box hit by Larry Herndon.
Allen's a veteran, having a pretty good year so far this year for the Yankees. Didn't do much when he was with the White Sox, but doing very well this year.
Rips it down the line. This should be good for 2 as Salazar makes the turn, hustles into second base, and stops there with a leadoff double. So he continues to carry the hot bat. He's 2 for 3 tonight. The first hit off Neil Allen. 6th double of the season for Luis.
Luis Salazar continues to hit. Ball up in the strike zone, not much on it, and Luis jumps on it, pulls it right down the line between Pagliarulo and the bag for a double.
Alan Trammell had a leadoff double in the 4th, but stalled at 3rd. He's up there now for Detroit. He's 1 for 2. One ball, no strikes. This is hit foul down the right field line. Will drop near the seats in the bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's the big blimp. Still in the area after the Grand Prix over the weekend. Pretty imposing sight high above the stadium. And no, not that high above the stadium either. To the right side, Mattingly gloves it. Salazar goes to 3rd, and there's 1 out. Ray Knight will be the batter. He's 0 for 1. Red Sox in front of Cleveland 6-4. They're in the 5th over in Cleveland. Baltimore, Toronto now tied at a run each. They're in the 7th. And after 1 quarter, the Pistons lead the Lakers by 2. Knight struck out in the 1st, walked in the 4th, was stranded at 2nd. Al Leiter started, went 3 1/3.
Goodyear blimp is saluting Detroit. Said hello, Detroit, from the Goodyear blimp, encouraging help the kids join the PTA with a lot of colorful caricatures on the balloon.
Then for a strike, 1-1. Guess they don't just sell commercials on that thing. They do some pretty things too, don't they? Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ground ball left side. Santana scoops it up. throws to first for the second out, and Salazar scores the Tigers' first run. That's now 5-1 as Ray Knight comes up with an RBI, his 16th of the year. Larry Herndon will be the batter with 2 out. Bunch of runs being scored in the National League tonight. The Mets in front of Pittsburgh 4-0 in the 8th. Phil's in front of the Cubs 6-1. They're in the 6th. Cubs 5-game winning streak in danger. Eric King coming back, may work the 7th. Montreal leads St. Louis 6-0. They're in the 7th.
Gibson pitched 4 1/3 innings, so it's conceivable that, look, Eric walking back is going to pick him up and finish out the game if he can.
2-1 the count to Herndon. Gibson did a good job allowing only 2 hits while on the mound, striking out 3, walking 2. He held him in after the Yanks struck for 5 in the first 2 innings.
He's done it all year. He's done a
he has.
very, very good job in that situation. He has helped hold him while the Tigers came back in a couple of games, and he's done his job. That's a tough job to do. Paul's done a very good job. That ball is a little low, but Richie Garcia is calling it. That's twice, 3 times tonight he's called a pitch that could have been low. Oh, I guess he got even.
I guess so.
That's what they call getting it even, evening up the score. That's why it doesn't pay to get too rough on the umpires when they miss one.
3-2 pitch and a pop foul out of play. Five to 1 the score. The Yankees in front. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and a blooper toward right center field will drop in for a base hit. Second hit off Neil Allen. Herndon's first of the night, and Darrell Evans will bat.
Here we see it's a high pitch out of the strike zone. It jammed Larry Herndon, but he hit a little flare, just protecting the plate, and Larry flared it into right field for a base hit.
Darrell Evans is the batter with a run in, 2 out, and a runner at first base.
Darrell's been swinging the bat better. You wouldn't know it with batting average at 200, but he has been swinging the bat. Has 7 home runs, 26 RBIs. Just can't get it going where he can have 2 or 3 days in a row or 4 days in a row with 2 or 3 hits. Starting to stroke the ball a little better. This is the kind of guy he should be able to take deep.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Charles Hudson throwing in the bullpen. Two-0 pitch. High. 3-0. Two out, runner at first base. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. Tigers have 2 on with 2 out and a run in, and Billy Martin is coming out.
It might be all for Allen when Martin comes out rather than sending Art Fowler. Neil Allen's throwing good and had the Tigers stymied. Got himself in a little bit of trouble here. I'd be surprised if he takes him out. There's 2 outs. He has a 4-run lead. Even if a 3-run homer here, you'd still be ahead.
Matt Noakes has come out of the Tiger dugout to bat for Mike Heath, the right-hander throwing in the bullpen, so there's no change there, no benefit of the change. Allen had gotten the first 5 men to face him. Luis Salazar greeted him with a double to open the 6th. You got Trammell on a ground ball, Knight on a ground ball that got home a run. Then Herndon followed with a bloop single, and Evans walks. Now Matt Noakes is up there with a chance to pull the Tigers to within one. Noakes has an 8-game hitting streak alive with a couple of homers and 6 RBIs in that stretch. Takes the first pitch inside and low. One ball, no strike to the Tigers pinch hitter. One 0 pitch, low and away, 2-0. Larry Herndon is the runner at second base. Darrell Evans at first. 2 are out. Here's the 2-0 pitch. In for a strike at the knees. 2-1 to Noakes. Tigers trail by 4 in the bottom of the 6th. 2-1 pitch. Misses. 3 balls and a strike.
Very good pitch here. It looks like it slides just off the outside corner. Turned that ball over just a little bit. Tried to run it away.
3-1 pitch. In for a strike. Now it's a full count. Herndon and Evans will be able to run now with 2 out. And a 3-2 pitch due Matt Noakes. Drive towards center. Buhner on the run is back and makes the catch. Well, Noakes hit it hard, but to straightaway center field, and Buhner made the catch to end the Tigers' threat. They score a run on 2 hits. There are no errors and 2 are left. We've played 2/3 of the game. The Yankees are in front 5-1. 5-1, the Tigers trail the Yankees as we get ready for the 7th inning, and it's a difficult chore for the Tigers when they fall behind early to battle back. They just aren't able to use the whole arsenal.
That's true, and especially when you're hurting a little bit and you get people playing, you know, that in different positions and they're not really at full strength, Detroit, but they faced some pretty good pitching with Leiter. They almost had Allen. They had an opportunity twice in the 4th inning and again in the 6th inning to get some more runs, get back in this ball game. They just couldn't get the clutch hit they need to get them back.
Paul Gibson doing a very fine job at long relief for the Tigers, relieving Jack Morris, who again had trouble tonight, although he had some tough breaks again tonight.
He did. He threw some good pitches and they hit him, and Jack was he walked 3 hitters, 2 of them scored, and just not being able to get the ball where he wants to get ahead of the hitters and throw the pitches he wants to throw. Struggling a little bit. Eric King going to come in here now after Gibson did such a fine job, pitched 4 1/3 innings and shut him down, but the Tigers weren't able to take advantage of it and get back in this ball game. See, Eric is 0-0 with a 4.22 earned run average. It's his 6th appearance, giving up 5 earned runs. He's walked 10, struck out 5. Eric throws a fastball, slider, and a change.
First man he'll face will be Dave Winfield, with Jack Clark and Mike Pagliarulo slated to follow. Tigers with a new catcher to open the 7th. Matt Noakes, who pinch hit for Mike Heath, stays in the game and is the Tigers' new receiver. Winfield has doubled home a run. He has walked and scored a run, and he has struck out tonight. First pitch from King is high, ball 1. Jack Morris went an inning and 2/3. Paul Gibson going 4 1/3. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Dave Winfield. Fouls it straight back.
Dave doesn't get cheated. He lets it all hang on. He turns the fan on, as old Hondo Howard would say. Turn the fan on. And he lets it rip. He swings about as hard as anybody will ever see. Struck out last time and almost undressed himself. But when he hits it hard.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. He fouls this one straight back. He ranks currently number 9 on the all-time Yankee home run list. He has 193. Bill Dickey is 8th. He has 202, so he'll catch him this season.
There's a couple of guys, and one in particular he will not catch.
Yeah. Drive to left. Herndon goes back and makes the catch. 1 out in the 7th inning. Jack Clark will be the batter. Clark double home and run in the 2nd. He has walked the other 2 at bats. Officially, he is 1 for 1. This is outside. Ball 1. No strikes. In for a strike. 1-1. California leading Minnesota now 2-0. They're in the 6th inning at the Metrodome. Cookie Rojas trying to get that team turned around. It has struggled all year long. It's fouled straight back.
Well, they just have a very weak and young pitching staff, and it's going to take a little while to rebuild that pitching staff. The Angels have a lot of young players over there. They got the right guy over there if they'll stay with him. Cookie Rojas, a good baseball man, a patient man, and he can teach. He knows the game. So if they stay with Cookie, he'll do all right. Right now, he just doesn't have the talent to win.
Ground ball right side. Lou Whitaker handles it, and Clark is out number 2. Mike Pagliarulo will be the batter. Mike early in his career was criticized by the Yankees owner for not hitting many home runs. Well, he's turned that around, but the batting average has tumbled in the process. Pitch is low for a ball. He hit 32 homers last season, drove in 87, both career highs.
Well, he's in good company because Steinbrenner has jumped all over Winfield and Mattingly, so that's pretty good company.
Talking with Gary Ward before the start of tonight's game. I asked him how things were going. He said the same. Nothing's new. 1 ball, 1 strike. He said it's constant turmoil. It's always that way.
Pagliarulo has increased his home runs every year. In '85 he had 19, '86 28, '87 32. And his RBIs have gone up proportionately, 62, 71, 87. Not much of an average hitter. His average is 237. Because he tries to pull everything and swings hard at everything. He's going for the home runs most of the time. And when you do that, you'll be like Rob Deere. You'll hit 230 to 240. You hit a lot of home runs and RBIs, but you're not going to hit a high average.
In the last 3 years, he is second only to Darrell Evans. In total of home runs, Evans has hit 80, and Pagliarulo has hit 71 in the last 3 seasons. That's fouled back into the seats. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Montreal leading the Cardinals now 7-0. They're in the 8th inning in Montreal. 2 out, nobody on. A 2-2 pitch from King. A little high, full count. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Drive to the alley in right center field. Will probably go to the wall. It will. Alierillo steams into second base with a 2-bagger. That's the 4th double of the night for the New York Yankees. This one comes with 2 out of the 7th inning and is the first hit off Eric King.
Eric grooves a 3-2 fastball out over the plate, and Pagliarulo, it's up too much, and Pagliarulo just lines it into right center field. That's where if you make your mistakes down instead of up in the strike zone, hits the same pitch, he could have hit it to second base. But when you get a waist high up there and you don't have any real good heat on it, those hitters will line it into the gaps all day long for you.
Jay Buhner is the batter. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Has struck out twice. A weak swing. 1 strike. Buhner, an all-star in the International League last season, playing for Columbus, had 31 home runs and 85 RBIs. 1 strike pitch fouled away. 2 strikes. Two out, runner at second base. The 0-2 pitch got him on strikes. King threw the fastball past Buhner, who strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. For the Yanks, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's still 5-1 New York. 5-1 is the score. The Yankees scoring all 5 in the first 2 innings. Tigers had a chance to come all the way back in the 6th, but Noakes lined out deep to center to Jay Buhner in a pinch hitting capacity with 2 on. Pat Sheridan will bat for Gary Pettis to lead off the 7th. He fouls away the first pitch. Neil Allen was on a tightrope in the 6th inning. The Tigers got a leadoff double from Salazar. A couple of ground balls were followed by Larry Herndon's base hit and then a walk to Evans. And it looked like the Tigers had something cooking, but he got Noakes on a drive to center. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Base hit to right field. Sheridan comes off the bench and lines one past the outstretched glove of Don Mattingly, and the Tigers have their leadoff man aboard. That's the 3rd hit off Neil Allen tonight. Tom Brookins will be the batter. Tom 1 for 3 this evening, had a single in the 1st. 1 ball, no strikes. Outfield straight away for Tom. In for a strike. This is the 2nd time he's faced Neil Allen. He struck out in the 5th inning. 1-1 pitch. Up and in, 2 balls and a strike. Allen last pitched on Sunday, 1 inning of scoreless ball, 2 strikeouts. Went an inning and 2/3 last Friday night. It's foul back. The 2 previous appearances were starts. Two balls, 2 strikes to Brookins. Low and away, full count. Here's a 3-2 pitch, and he popped it up in foul territory. Mattingly is called for it. 1 out in the 7th inning. Lou Whitaker will be the Detroit batter.
That was a good pitch for Tom to hit. 3-1. It was down the middle. Tom was just a little bit late.
Lou is 0 for 2 tonight. Charles Hudson throwing again in the bullpen for New York.
Hudson came out of nowhere last year from the Philadelphia organization, won his first 6 games, 6-0.
He was a tough customer in a starting capacity last year. He's been used basically in relief this season. He's made only 6 starts all year, has appeared in 17 games.
He was 11-7 after the 6-0 record. Didn't pitch all that well. He only started 16 games, but he was in 35. So they put him in the pen halfway through as he struggled.
Did they send him down after that fast start? It seemed like they did. Did it say in your book?
I think they did. I'll have to look it up here.
Yeah, he was in Columbus for 5 starts. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and a ground ball to the right side. Might be 2. There's 1, and the throw to first for the double play. So the Tigers are out in the 7th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, none left. We've played 7. It's 5-1 New York. Pat Sheridan playing center field after pinch hitting for Gary Pettis in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch is launched toward right and will drop in for a base hit. Velarde's had a pretty good night tonight. He is 2 for 4, including a home run. Second hit off Eric King. Rafael Santana will bat for the Yankees.
Velarde didn't hit that ball very hard. He did hit a home run in the upper deck and hit a deep fly ball to center field out by the flagpole. He hit a little flare off his fist on that one, right in down the right field line. And I think he missed a sign. Coaches called him over and talking to him. Maybe he wasn't looking at the sign.
He may not know the signs either. He just got here.
Could be he doesn't. They want to make sure he does. Telling him what it is. Wouldn't be surprised to see him bunt in this situation. Maybe not with Skinner coming up.
Velarde taking his lead at first base. Santana is the hitter at the plate. Throw to first, not in time. Velarde didn't have much of a lead.
This is a real good place to fake a bunt, take a pitch, get a ball or a strike, and then hit and run as you get the infielders to moving in thinking you're going to bunt. King's trying to keep him on. He's thinking that there's something going on.
Knight just saved a base.
Might have saved a couple.
That's true.
Here we see that short hopped it, and Knight had to get back in front of the runner almost to block that ball. Good job by Ray Knight. That's a tough play to make.
He squares, takes the pitch outside for a ball. Now he's got him thinking about it.
Now's the time to hit and run if you're going to, because you're going to have everybody moving. You fake the bunt. You think you're going to bunt. Brookins is coming in. Ray Knight's going to be breaking for the bag. Trammell's going to be headed for second, and Whitaker for first. You got everybody moving. If you have somebody up there that can handle the bat, this is the place to hit and run.
1-0 pitch, but he's bunting, and he fouls it at the plate. Now it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Santana. He was 1 for 4 here yesterday. Left the game with a bruised right thumb on Saturday. Injured it while breaking up a double play, and he's been bothered by it, although x-rays proved to be negative. He squares again, pushes it foul. It's 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes on Rafael Santana. Mets are into the 9th inning with a 5-0 lead over the Pirates. Philadelphia handling the Cubs 6-1. They're in the 9th inning at Philadelphia. Mets with a 5.5 game lead over the Pirates will extend it to 6.5 if they hang on. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's very high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Dodgers with a 2.5 game lead over Houston starting tonight's play. Two balls, 2 strikes to Rafael Santana. Get back in time. There's a halftime score. The Pistons in front of the Lakers by 5. Outside, you can hear the fans chanting in the background, beat LA.
There's a lot of them here with transistor radios listening to the game, and when the half ended, they put up a big cheer. Here's somebody who's got a TV.
Imagine it's a little confusing down on the field for the players. They hear these roars and wonder what's going on, although there goes the runner. The pitch is hit high into left field. Herndon is going back. He has room and makes the catch. And Velarde hustles back to first base. 1 out in the 8th inning, and Joel Skinner will be the batter. Skinner is 0 for 2. Now they have posted the halftime score on the scoreboard here at Tiger Stadium, and those who did not know now do know that the Pistons are in front by 5 at the half. Skinner has sacrificed, safe on a fielder's choice, and has struck out tonight. Big swing, 1 strike. It's been a great year here on Pass. The Red Wings enjoying a championship season. The Pistons trying to win a world championship. The Tigers winning half a championship, trying to win a world championship this year. And you have been able to see a lot of the action here on Pass throughout the calendar year. Big swing, 2 strikes. And of course, the Lake Superior State Lakers are NCAA hockey champions. You saw them in our CCHA Game of the Week package, which will be renewed again this October, bringing you the top collegiate hockey throughout the season. 2 strikes the count to Joel Skinner. Strike 3 call. Second strikeout for King. There are 2 out in the 8th, and Claudell Washington will bat. The second time that Skinner has fanned tonight. Washington is 1 for 4 tonight. Doubled home run in the 2nd inning, and he scored a run in the 2nd. Tigers have held him off since the 2nd inning. The Yankees scored 1 in the 1st and 4 in the 2nd. In for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's lifted foul into the upper deck along the left field line. Claudell Washington at the plate with a 2-strike count. Hangs a change high. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here in Detroit, the Yankees lead 5-1. We're playing in the top of the 8th. That's Randy Velarde, second baseman at first. There goes the runner. Pitch out. Here's a throw. There's plenty of time, and they get it. Finally. Well, the Tigers must have stolen the side. They either that or guessed absolutely correct, because Velarde was a dead duck from here to there. So we'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Yankees lead stands at 5-1.
Here we're going to see didn't get a real good jump. The Tigers pitch out. They may have stolen the sign, and Matt Noakes doesn't get a good ball to throw, but he makes a good throw, and he slides past the bag. He's out twice.
That only counts once.
It only counts once.
Luis Salazar has had a big night tonight. He has 2 hits and 3 at-bats. He made a terrific throw from the right field corner to second base. He nailed Don Mattingly trying to stretch a single into a double. Count as a ball and 2 strikes to Salazar.
Salazar made a fine play. He was able to get that ball off the wall in 1 hop and make a strong throw to second base, and he had Mattingly out easily. He made a fine play.
We'll be here again tomorrow night. Final game of this series, matching the Yankees and the Tigers. Airtime 7:30 on Pass. We invite you to join us. Unless the Tigers can pull it off here in the last 2 innings, it'll be the rubber game of the series. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Low and away, full count. 26,535 in attendance this evening. The 3-2 pitch is hit high into right center. Buhner is over, and there's 1 out in the 8th inning. Tigers go over the 750,000 mark with the attendance here this evening. Alan Trammell will be the batter. Trammell has a double in 3 at-bats. One ball, no strikes. Chopper foul over by the Tiger dugout. One and 1 the count to Alan Trammell. Oh, dandy. And it's 1 and 2. Trammell thought it might have been a little low. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and a ground ball hit to the shortstop. Santana throws high, but Mattingly makes the play, and there are 2 out. So it'll be Ray Knight to bat with 2 gone and nobody on. Trammell holding his left arm as he comes back to the dugout. I think he's still got some pain in that elbow. Knight drove home the Tigers' only run in the 6th inning with a ground ball to the shortstop. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Ray is 0 for 2, has drawn a walk. 1 strike pitch. Ooh, got away. 1 and 1. Ninth inning for the Yankees. The scheduled batters are represented by the top of the order, Claudell Washington, Don Mattingly, and Dave Winfield. They appeal to first base umpire Rick Reed, who goes up with the right hand. 1-2 tonight. Here's the 1-2 pitch, low. 2-2. Strike 3 called, and Knight's a goner. The Tigers go in order in the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We'll go to the 9th. It's 5-1 New York. Here in Detroit, the Yankees lead the Tigers by a score of 5-1 as we start the 9th inning with Claudell Washington, who was at the plate when Randy Velarde was gunned down by Matt Noakes, attempting to steal in the 8th. Washington, Mattingly, and Winfield against Eric King. He takes strike 1. Jack Morris started the ball game as the pitcher of record. He won an inning and 2/3, allowed all 5 runs. He was tagged for 5 hits, walked 3, struck out 2. Paul Gibson came on in relief, went 4 1/3, allowed no runs, 2 hits, struck out 3, walked 2. Eric King has pitched the 7th and 8th. Thus far has not allowed a run, and he has given up 2 hits. Two strikes the count to Claudell Washington. That's the ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I don't know what Claudell thought he was going to do. I guess bunt with 2 strikes. He would have surprised everybody. Brookins was back, and that was a pretty good pitch. It looked like Richie Garcia was blocked out.
Now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Washington has hit safely in 17 of his last 19 starts. Here's the 2-2 pitch, fastball high, full count. It's 3-2 to the leadoff man of the 9th, Claudell Washington, and he walks him. But King had him in an 0-2 hole, and Washington outweights him. First walk-off King. Don Mattingly will be the batter.
Not what Eric wanted to do with Mattingly, Winfield, Clark, and Pagliarulo coming up. He didn't want to get that lead runner on there, and he didn't throw strikes. I don't know what Washington thought he was going to do. He faked a bunt the last 3 pitches. All he had to do is pour it right down the middle. He's gone.
And a balk has been called. Second balk assessed against a Tiger pitcher tonight. Paul Gibson was guilty earlier. Second balk committed by King this year. Don Mattingly is 1 for 4 tonight. Pitch from King, drilled up the alley. That'll score a run. Washington heads around third. He'll score easily. And that'll make it 6-1 as Mattingly collects his second hit of the night and his 33rd RBI of the year. A solid base hit by Don Mattingly, and the Yankees lead is back to 5 runs. It's the first run scored off the Tiger bullpen tonight.
A high fastball. Mattingly normally takes that pitch, but didn't have much on it. He just jumped all over the high pitch and hit it into right center field. Decided to stop at first this time. Didn't want to get thrown out at second again. Cat's a good hitter.
Dave Winfield stands in. He doubled home run in the second. He takes strike 1.
Base on balls in the balk got Eric King in trouble. So far he has nobody out. A run has been scored.
One strike to the big man. Two strikes. Oh, and 2 to Winfield. Well, the Tigers knocked the Yankees out of undisputed possession of first place. It was the first time in 48 days the Yankees had not been in that position. Their largest lead had been 3 games on the 13th of this month. 2-strike pitch, low. They have been as many as 18 games over 500 this year. They are currently 14 over, with a chance to go to 15 tonight. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and a tapper down the left side, charged by Brookins. Here's his throw off the target. Winfield beats it out. Mattingly goes to second. Winfield really gets down the line in a hurry. Would have taken a perfect throw, and then it's doubtful he would have gotten him.
Dave has great speed, and he hits this chopper that just dies. Brookins can't get in. He's playing deep with 2 strikes, and just one of those swinging bunts, and you can see those long strides. Eats it up, pulled the Knight off the bag at first, and it's a base hit for Winfield. Big man can still motor.
It's his second hit of the night. A long double, and well, it wasn't that long a double. It was a shallow left field is where the ball finally came down and died. Herndon had a long way to come, so he has 2 hits tonight.
When you're having a good year, everything falls in place. He hit a chopper that hit right in front of the plate and bounced up over Brookins' head, and he gets a double and an RBI. And then he hits a swinging bunt down third base, another hit. So he's has 2 hits and hasn't really hit the ball well at all, but they all count.
It's a strike, according to Rick Reed, the first base umpire. Went up with the right hand. Clark had a double in the second. A home run by Velarde and 3 doubles, one by Washington, Winfield, and Clark, following a base on balls, allowed the Yankees to score 4 times to build a 5-0 lead. And they held it until the 6th when the Tigers got 1 back. Detroit had a chance to narrow the gap even further, but could not. And now the Yankees score a run on the top of the 9th to reestablish that 5-run lead. Two on, nobody out. The 1-2 pitch swung on. 3rd strikeout for King. 1 out of the 9th inning, and Mike Pagliarulo will be the batter. Pagliarulo is 2 for 4 this evening. He has driven home a run with a single, and he also has doubled it tonight. Probables tomorrow night. Excuse me.
Mike Trujillo warming up in the bullpen.
Probables tomorrow night are John Candelaria and Frank Tanana. Airtime 7:30 here on Pass. 1 ball, no strikes to Pagliarulo. Two balls, no strikes.
This is where Pagliarulo is dangerous, when he's ahead in the count.
Two are on with one out. Now it's 3 balls, no strikes. Trujillo throwing in the bullpen with Mike Henneman standing guard. And Righetti has been throwing in the Yankee bullpen. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. There are 2 on. Then for a strike, 3-1. Red Sox with an 8-4 lead over the Cleveland Indians in the 7th inning over in Cleveland. 3-1 pitch, pop foul. Steve won his 9th in a row last night as Toronto beat Baltimore, but the Orioles are prevailing tonight over at Exhibition Stadium, 3-2 in the 9th inning. Three-two pitch and a chopper down the first baseline. Going to be a tough play. It rolls foul. If the balloting were to be done today, I would guess Steve would have an outstanding chance at winning Comeback of the Year award.
Yes, he has just pitched extremely well. I talked to him a little bit about it. He said, I'm just throwing the ball good again. And he had some arm problems that they really didn't believe he had them over there, but obviously he's throwing the ball with a lot more pop now and gotten off to a good start.
He's 10-3 presently. Three and 2 to Pagliarulo. Mattingly is at second base, Winfield at first. There they go. Pitch is popped up. Whitaker will make the catch. The infield fly rule was in effect. 2 are out. That'll bring up Jay Buhner. Jay's had a tough night tonight. He has fanned 3 times and grounded out once. The second time that he has faced Eric King. In for strike 1. One strike to count to Jay Buhner. 2 on, 2 out, top of the 9th. Fouled straight back. Scheduled Tiger batters in the bottom of the 9th inning are Herndon, Evans, and Noakes. Pitch is inside for ball, 1-2. Six to 1 the score. The Yankees in front in the top of the 9th inning. Woo! Came up and in with a fastball. 2-2. Two out, 2 runners are on, and a run in here in the 9th inning. Washington led off with a walk, went to second on the block, and scored on Mattingly's base hit. 2-2 pitch, he got him on strike. 4 strikeouts for Eric King. Tough night for Buhner, who fans 4 times in 5 at-bats tonight. The Yankees in the 9th score a run on 2 hits. There are no errors, and 2 are left. We go to the bottom of the 9th with New York in front, 6-1. Big moon over Motown as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Tigers trail by 5 and will send a pinch hitter to the plate to open the bottom of the 9th. It'll be Dave Bergman to bat for Larry Herndon. Darrell Evans in the on-deck circle, swinging a pair of bats. And Matt Noakes is the third scheduled batter to face Neil Allen. First pitch is in for a strike. Strike 2 to Berge. Tigers left runners at second and third in the first, at third in the second, second and third in the fourth, first and second in the sixth inning. They've had some opportunities, but each time the rally seemed to present itself, either Al Leiter or Neil Allen put out the fire. Tough break for Leiter. This is fouled out of play, who is cruising along through 3 1/3 innings and had a 5-0 lead, but was hit on the finger by a ball hit right back through the mound by Larry Herndon, was forced to leave the game, so he will not get credit for the victory tonight if the Yankees hang on to win. 2-2. Two and two to Dave Bergman. He's batting .246. And a broken bat blooper to left field will drop in for a base hit. But Dave Bergman comes off the bench and swats one to left, and the Tigers have a base runner with nobody out. It's the fourth hit off Neil Allen. Darrell Evans will be the batter.
They won't go too long with Allen, with Righetti warmed up in the bullpen. He's ready. He's been warming up while they're checking now to see if he's ready. He should be ready. He's been warming up for 15-20 minutes.
It's a little bit low for a ball.
That might be the end right there.
Yeah, Martin is coming out. Righetti has not been real pleased with the way he's been used this season.
Well, you have Evans, Noakes, Sheridan, all left-handers coming up next. Righetti's warm. Allen has pitched 4 2/3 to this point.
Rich Garcia's going out. Billy's staying with him.
Going to give him one more hitter.
Count is 1 ball to Darrell Evans. Bergman is the runner at first base. We're in the bottom of the ninth. Tigers trail 6-1. A little bit low, ball 2. Boston in front of Cleveland now 10-6. They're in the 8th inning in Cleveland. 3-0.
Darrell's walked twice already. Popped up to second for his only at-bat.
There's the 3-0 pitch, in for a strike, 3-1. Bergman, the runner at first base, nobody out. And the 3-1 pitch. Strike, full count.
Boy, that was a gift. That pitch looked low and away. Darrell was taken all away, and maybe that's why Rich rang it up. Well, umpires have a tendency to do that. That pitch did not look like a strike.
So it's 3-2. That is not. Yeah, it's ball 4. Tigers have 2 on, and that'll be it for Allen.
I'm really surprised he got an opportunity to pitch to Darrell anyway, with all the lefties coming up. But he's finished now, and it looks like Righetti will be in here.
Allen did a good job coming on a relief of Al Leiter. 4 2/3 innings, plus 2 men here in the 9th inning, allowing the leadoff single to Bergman to the opposite field and walking Darrell Evans. So Neil Allen, who is the pitcher of record, leaves the game now, and Dave Righetti comes in from the bullpen and see if he can get the final outs. We'll be back with a look at Righetti's record in just a moment, so please stay with us. You're watching Pass.
Dave Righetti coming in the ball game. He's 1-0, 3.09 earned run average. It'll be Dave's 21st appearance. He has 10 saves. He's pitched 32 innings. He's given up 11 earned runs, 3 home runs. He's walked 14, struck out 22. Big left-hander throws a good live fastball and a curveball. Been a big stopper for the Yankees. The young man was a starter, and they moved him into the bullpen. Took him a couple of years to work his way into it, and since then he's been tough.
Well, there was a lot of discussion about that move, too, from the starting rotation into the bullpen.
Well, there isn't any doubt that he could have been a starter and won. But the Yankees didn't have a reliever that they could really bring in as a starter, so they made this young fella into it, and he's done a whale of a job for him. He's 12-7 and 85, 8-8, 8-6, 86, 87.
Two on, nobody out. The one strike pitch ripped to right field for a base hit. The bases will be loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Bergman goes to third. Evans to second. Noakes with a rifle shot past the glove of Don Mattingly. His first hit of the night. Pat Sheridan will bat for the second time. He had a single, pinch hitting for Pettis in the 7th.
The fastball, and you see Matt Noakes turned on it and hit a rocket into right field. Bases loaded, nobody out. Tigers are not out of this yet.
First pitch is high, ball 1. Sheridan has 2 grand slams this season. He's looking at a grand slam situation here, but against a left-hander in the ninth. 2-0 the count.
Righetti at times will have control problems. Sometimes he gets to throwing balls. He cannot get the ball over. He's only walked 14 in 32 innings, but he can be wild.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Strike on the inside part of the plate. That was a little further inside than Garcia. Tigers down 6-1, but they have the bases loaded with nobody out. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Drives to center. Buhner's coming in and makes the catch. The throw comes to the middle of the infield. The runners all hold. And it'll be Tom Brookins to bat. Sheridan hit it almost directly to Jay Buhner for the first out of the 9th inning.
He hit it on the line right at him, and normally Bergman would tag up and go home. The throw isn't to see the catch. He's not in real position to throw. He took 3 steps. Then he didn't make a real good throw. Normally Bergman would score on that ball, but when you're behind 5 runs in the 9th inning, that run means nothing. You don't want to take a chance, and the Tigers didn't. Cost Pat Sheridan an at-bat and an RBI.
Tom Brookins is up there. He's 1 for 4 tonight, and he takes strike 1. Tom has singled, struck out, and fouled out twice. Outside. Tigers have stranded 7 men through the first 8 innings. They have the bases loaded now with 1 out. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Brookins didn't care for it. One and 2. The pitch to Brookins. Oh, we called him out.
Oh, that pitch is not a strike. That just is a bad call. Pitch was down and had a chance to be outside. We don't have that good a camera angle, but that was not a good pitch. Brookins hardly ever complains a lot. He called 2 pitches in a row. If you're ever going to take a look at it, you can judge for yourself. I don't know. Certainly not a hitter's pitch.
No, that's a fact. It's up to Lou Whitaker now with 2 out and the bases loaded. Rigetti trying to wiggle out of a jam here in the bottom of the 9th. Foul ball. 1-1. Two out, bases loaded. Tigers trail 6-1. Lou looking for his first hit of the night. 1-1 pitch backs him away. Two and 1. That's 2-2 to Lou. Tigers loaded them up with nobody out. They are still loaded with 2 out. 2-2 pitch. Up and in. Now it's a full count with the bases loaded and 2 gone. Here's the 3-2 delivery. Walked him. Now it's 6-2. Bergman scores. Evans goes to third. Dokes to second. Whitaker draws the base on balls. And Luis Salazar represents the tying run at the plate. Luis is 2 for 4 tonight. Yankees lead 6-2 with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Ball 1.
I think Charlie Hudson's going to warm up again.
He was up earlier in the game. 1-0 pitch to Salazar. 2-0.
Guante. It's Guante. He came in and threw up the home run last night. He's going to maybe get a chance to get in there again tonight. Cecilio Guante. Rigetti wants to be careful with Salazar. He'd put one out of here and tie this game up.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. 3-0.
Said before, Rigetti gets into some of this rhythm where he can't get the ball over and he struggles to throw strikes. Had Lou Whitaker up there and had him 2-2 and 2, and he didn't even come close. Even that 3-0 pitch just nipped the corner.
3-1 to Salazar. 2 out, bases loaded. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. So another run will score to make it 6-3. Noakes goes to third. Whitaker to second. Salazar draws a walk. And Alan Trammell comes up. 2 singles and 3 walks here in the 9th inning, and the Tigers have pulled to within 3.
Those 2 runs will be charged to Neil Allen, so he gets 3 runs were given up.
Outside to Trammell.
They want to know if Guante's ready. Rigetti may get the hook right here.
Comes Martin. Dave Bergman started this half inning with a pinch hit single to left field. Darrell Evans then drew a base on balls, which brought Dave Rigetti to the mound. Matt Noakes singled sharply to right field. Then Pat Sheridan lined out to center. Brookins took a called 3rd strike, and it looked as though the rally may be coming to a close, but Rigetti just couldn't find the strike zone. Walked Whitaker to force home a run, walked Salazar to force home a run. So Cecilio Guante will come in from the bullpen and see if he can pick up Rigetti, who faltered here in the bottom of the 9th inning. He will be the 4th pitcher to work for the New York Yankees this evening, who still have a 6-3 lead, but the Tigers have the bases loaded, and Alan Trammell at the plate with a 1-0 count on him. Now Cecilio Guante, we'll see if he can slam the door as Dave Winfield takes a little breather out in right field.
Guante is 4-3 with a 2.39 earned run average. This is his 34th appearance. He has 8 saves, pitched 52 2/3 innings, given up 14 earned runs, 6 home runs, walked 12, struck out 46. He was the pitcher last night that Tom Brookins took deep to win the ball game in the 10th, 2-1. Throws the ball pretty good. Has good live fastball and a breaking ball.
They'll face Alan Trammell and pick up the 1-0 count. Guante was up with the Yankees last year. Appeared in 23 games for them. He came from the Pirates. 1 ball, no strikes. There are 2 out. Bases are loaded. Tigers trail 6-3 in the bottom of the 9th. Matt Noakes is at 3rd base. Lou Whitaker is at 2nd, and Luis Salazar is the runner at 1st. Allen has a double and 4 at-bats tonight. Outside, ball 2. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fly ball down the left field line is curving. This is a foul ball. It's 2-1 to Trammell.
That ball was fair. It would have tied the game. Allen got out in front of it, hit on the end, and it died down near the line. But Salazar was off with 2 outs, and he has good speed, and he was all the way around second when that ball landed.
2-1 to Trammell. 2 out, bases loaded. The pitch from Guante. 2 strikes. 2-2 to Trammell. Two pitch, low and away, full count. Looked like Guante almost fell off the mound as he got ready to deliver that time.
It's a big advantage now for Detroit. Allen hits anything in the gaps. Well, Salazar will take off here on the 3-2 pitch. He'll be able to score.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Long drive. This could be. It is a grand slam. Tigers win. with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th inning, 7-6. What a tremendous comeback for the Tigers, who were down early 5-0. And Alan Trammell on a 3-2 pitch drilled it off the facing of the second deck to give Detroit the victory, and now the Tigers lead the East by a 1.5 games over the second-place New York Yankees. Is he fired up? You better believe it.
The 3-2 pitch, and Guante grooved it, and Alan Trammell nailed it deep. There was no doubt about it being gone. Here we're going to see it. 3-2, and he centers it right down the middle. And Alan Trammell, watch his head come right on over that ball and just take those hands through the ball. Hits it off the facing of the second deck, no doubt about it. Only 3 hits in the inning, scored 6 runs, but there were 3 walks. 3 walks, 3 hits. Walks will kill you every time.
A full house waiting for Allen as he came home with the winning run. The Tigers score 6 in the 9th to beat the Yankees 7-6.